Well, because I'm entering a field I know nothing about.
Mm,
So I'm not bringing anything in there, so I'm a
right,
sponge.
right, right.
I'm in like survival mode. I got to make it now. I got a good shot here. This is a good company.
Yeah,
Things are happening. This is a Fortune 100 company.
right.
They provided everything. It was great. So you come out of school and your whole demeanor's changed. They're wearing blue suits, navy ties, great, that they're sharp, they're clean, so wardrobe had to pick up, leave the collegiate, casual, comfortable dress and thing behind.
Yep.
It was a whole professional demeanor
Culture.
and culture and
Yeah,
manner that I had to embrace because there wasn't an option. That was the standard.
right.
And I was excited about it, but I also had this thing in the back of my mind, this job was easy, but I couldn't see myself counting other people's money the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I mean? My job was, they called it rebars, revenue expense billing adjustments.
Okay.
And I had an account with the federal government, and I'm just counting the dollars and stuff they're buying with the computers and different machines and tracking and making sure all the adjustments and billing and everything's correct. It wasn't hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it their way, so everything went well. But I always wanted to do more with my life, and I'm like, what? How am I going to leave this good job?
Cushy job. Because it's
Exactly.
supporting everything that you
Exactly.
do
I
in your life.
mean,
Okay.
everyone's like, oh, Aaron's got this great job. And I mean, everyone's going on wishing they had what I had.
Of course.
But I knew internally this isn't going to be long term for me.
And that's interesting, right? And I think those types of conversations for anybody in any stage of life, that's a hard conversation to
It
have
is.
because our external environment and the things that we receive do or can fuel what's going on inside. So the
Absolutely.
moment that your internal is not matching what you're seeing around you, it's like, dang, I think a change might need to happen. And I'm sure, and I guess a good question would be, the people around you who
Yeah.
you surrounded yourself with, what were they saying when you were having these conversations? Because I know it wasn't just with yourself that you were having these
No, I was
conversations
having
with.
these conversations more with my wife
Okay.
because Yvette and I got married right after I graduated.
Okay.
Right. So we got married on right after graduation. And so we were living up there in D.C. We were
Mm-hmm.
in Silver Spring and had a nice little apartment, one bedroom place on 815 Thayer Avenue. I'll never forget that's my first place I got there, and able to get that lease and hang out there. And I worked right in Rockville Pike. And the beautiful thing about it is my desk in my little cubicle had a window. And that window looked across the street at the BMW dealership in Rockville Pike. And
Yeah.
I'd watch them loading and unloading those vehicles, every day, different kind of thing, people coming in and buying them. And I was like, man, I'm going to get me one of those vehicles one day. This is how things fuel your mind. But my conversation is I was kind of stuck and didn't know what move to make. At that time, there were a lot of articles coming out on biotechnology and how to work towards commercializing technology research and really, moving it forward. And one of the first programs that I ever heard that did it was one up in Pennsylvania. It was Hahnemann University, and they now call it Drexel. They merged, and it's Drexel, part of Drexel University. They had a huge transplant program, and they were launching a biotech program. And I researched it, found out more about it, and applied, got accepted. And I'm like, okay, I'm excited about this. Now I'm sitting in my little cubicle doing my job and that kind of work. And the beautiful thing, my wife Yvette was fully supportive the whole time. She's like, look, hey, if that's what you're going to do, because we knew we were going to go to grad school,
Mm-hmm.
but we weren't sure what we were going to do. She was familiar with the area because she went to American University right there.
Okay.
And so we loved that DC area. So it was great from that standpoint. And when I got into Hahnemann, it was really exciting, and I enrolled in their graduate program. And my focus was study the stimulation of reticulocytes in bone marrow. Those are the young blood cells in bone marrow that are really generated. So it's more bone marrow transplant. My focus was on a lot of that. And that's how I got tied into the whole transplant industry and got hired over here at UF
Okay.
in that program. But from that, I was really excited. And I think it was after my first year in grad school, I got a job offer from Johnson & Johnson.